Welcome. Good afternoon. My name is Joseph Kamau and this is Younib TV News at 1. On our news desk today, this afternoon, we've got a lot lined up for you, including what is currently now happening in Mombasa, where there is a demolition of a 9-story building by the Kenya Defence Forces officers. Well, for many more other news updates at Younib TV News at 1, don't touch that dial. Well, we'll be back shortly after the highlights.
He's saying that he has kept government documents and he has kept them in email. In another country, he could have been arrested because the principle of how to handle government documents is known. In US, for example, if those documents are in your email, that's a serious national security issue. I don't think they...
Our hearts are still wondering whether you understand how losing hurts. But since God is committed to plan, we say, Abba Father, help us accept there even though you are not coming.
The hosting fee, is paid directly to CAF. And this 1.6 billion is payment for hosting of CHAN, the one we...
Ambaye ameleta hii vita ni mheshimiwa Lucky wa Matungulu ambaye ndio majority whip. Sababu wakati ameona speaker ametumia nguvu zake katika standing order number 1, aliamuka na akakimbilia kuchukua karatasi ambayo ilikuwa imeweka hizo miswada zote. Na wakati ameamuka akizuiliwa ndio amechukua kiti akaamua kumpiga speaker.
Watu wote will have to vacate. Hii haitodhuru nyumba yako, lakini ule mtikiso ambao kwamba utakao kuweko utasababisha athari ya masikio yako. Kila ukiwa karibu, wale wanaofanya kazi hii wanavaa vitu ambao kwamba vinawastiri na sio pamba ukasema kuwa unaenda kujieka.
Well, on matters making headlines this afternoon, Cabinet Secretary for Defense Sopian Tuya yesterday through a Gazette notice announced the deployment of Kenya Defence Forces officers as an emergency response team to a demolition exercise to be carried out on a collapsing 9-story building located at Kilifi Corner, Mombasa County. The condition of the building is said to have raised safety concerns to residents living around the area. At the same time, Mombasa Governor Abdulswamad Nasir issued a directive compelling residents living within 1.2-kilometer radius from the building to vacate to a safer neighborhood. Patients at the Coast General and Referral Hospital had also been evacuated ahead of the planned demolition. As our news reporters on the ground report, the demolition on the site have already kicked off.
Watu wote will have to vacate. Hii haitodhuru nyumba yako, lakini ule mtikiso ambao kwamba utakao kuweko utasababisha athari ya masikio yako. Kila ukiwa karibu, wale wanaofanya kazi hii wanavaa vitu ambao kwamba vinawastiri na sio pamba ukasema kuwa unaenda kujieka.
Well, on to the next story. The Cabinet Secretary for Interior and Coordination Kipchumba Murkomen has sparked controversy, saying that the former public service CS Justin Muturi should be arrested for what he claims the latter is withdrawing confidential government documents. CS Murkomen, who is on a week-long security assessment of the coastal region, also defended Inspector General of Police Douglas Kanja against public outrage after he attended one of President William Ruto's tour of the Mount Kenya region.
He's saying that he has kept government documents and he has kept them in email. In another country, he could have been arrested because the principle of how to handle government documents is known. In US, for example, if those documents are in your email, that's a serious national security issue. I don't think.
Now, on other news about counties, the Senate Devolution Committee was taken aback after learning that Nyambura County government has two parallel county assemblies that meet in different chambers. The committee learned that both parties have been individually requesting permission to withdraw public funds in letters to the Controller of Budget Office. Interestingly, the two houses are even equipped with assembly messes and each having its own speaker.
The major problem we have on a chair is the on a chair give me an opportunity to speak.
I asked the question earlier. Okay. Where is the mess and where is the and where do we have the answer?
The mess is with the main counter assembly, and we are here with the chief sergeant at arms, and is in possession of that mess.
Thank you.
And the answer remains in the main counter assembly.
A mess is a symbol of authority. Where is the authority and the mess? They must be together. So if I bring a mess and I give it to you, Honorable Chair, will you become the Speaker of Nyambura County Assembly?
Yes, because I'm a member. Because, you know, under Section County Government Act, Section 7B,
that will be done by our team.
A speaker is a member, an ex officio.
No, you are an elected member of the Assembly. Elected member or nominated?
Elected.
Specifically, okay. Have you been
Honorable Nyonka is a very experienced politician, but on issues dealing with the law, he can get it absolutely wrong.
If Honorable Council thinks I'm not able to understand the law, to bring a substantive motion to this committee, we discuss that first before you can interrogate. What I am saying...
There were letters, sporadic letters coming from here and here, telling us, you know, I'm now this, I'm now that. So we ask that they confirm who the bona fide office holders are.
Please have one county assembly. The issues that have come here before this afternoon, if they are not resolved, they'll degenerate to something worse.
Now, moving swiftly to Machakos County, where after a turbulent day at the assembly that left 3 MCAs injured and also left the speaker held in her office under police protection, the speaker of the Machakos County Assembly, Ann Kiyusia, has postponed all sessions. This is after her impeachment is being pushed by opposition MCAs, who claim she has denied MCAs office cash, failed to finish initiatives started by the last speaker, and split motion into the order of paper. Supporters of Kiyusia responded by saying the plan to remove her was an executive move, that the speaker will not leave her job.
Ambaye ameleta hii vita ni Mheshimiwa Lucky wa Matungulu, ambaye ndio majority whip. Sababu wakati ameona speaker ametumia nguvu zake katika standing order number 1, aliamuka na akakimbilia kuchukua karatasi ambayo ilikuwa imeweka hizo miswada zote. Na wakati ameamuka akizuiliwa, ndio amechukua kiti akaamua kumpiga speaker.
Well, we are going to take a short break. When we come back, we will be back with more news updates. Welcome back. Remember, this is Younib TV News at 1. My name, Joseph Kamau. Now, moving on to matters education. Speaking before the Constitutional Implementation Oversight Committee on Tuesday, the Teachers Service Commission, TSC, disclosed a 98,261 teacher deficit, which could worsen an already existing crisis by 2026. TSC Chief Executive Officer Nancy Macharia stated that the primary cause of the deficit, which includes junior secondary school teacher JSS, is insufficient funding for hiring new teachers.
And my colleagues can assist me where I have left. Currently, the teacher shortage starts at 98,261, which is the global one, including the JSS teachers. And this number is anticipated to rise in 2026 following the rollout of the senior schools. But we are asking for increased budget to meet the staffing needs. And we are also saying that if we strengthened coordination between key stakeholders, including sponsors, investors, politicians, we would ensure that schools are planned well and maybe would be commensurate with a planned budget. We are thankful, by the way, this government has annually given us the 1 billion, which never used to be forthcoming before, yes. But 1 billion, Chair, for 500,000 teachers. And noting that before then it was not forthcoming, it's a drop in the ocean again. And so teachers, yes, they have stagnated. And we are asking to be assisted to get budgetary provision to commensurate with the number of teachers that we annually employ and so on.
Now, on sad stories, in a heartfelt farewell, 6 family members, including a father and his 3 children who lost their lives in a traffic accident in Mahio, Nakuru County 1 week ago, were laid to rest yesterday at their homes in Gilgil. Mourners and local politicians who attended the memorial service urged the government to impose traffic laws, making sure that they are strictly followed and penalizing those who break them. This, they said, will curb road accidents and minimize the number of fatalities.
Our hearts are still wondering whether you understand how losing hurts. But since God is committed to plan, we say, Abba Father, help us accept there even though you are not coming back.
Well, now to sports news. According to Sports Cabinet Secretary Salim Vuria, Kenya is on track to host the CAF African Nations Cup Championship, often known as CHAN, after the government is said to have paid the hosting rights of 1.6 billion shillings prior to the deadline on April the 3rd. Vuria provided an update on the nation's readiness to host the 2024 CHAN edition while addressing the National Assembly Sports and Culture Committee. FKF President Hussein Mohammed, who was also in attendance, asked lawmakers to make match fixing a crime in order to combat the vice.
The hosting fee, is paid directly to CAF. And this 1.6 billion is payment for hosting of CHAN, the one we are hosting in August. So AFCON will be paid differently at a later date. And this stadium has 2 phases. Phase 1 for CHAN preparation and phase 2 for AFCON preparation. What I want to say is that there is no cause for alarm. Even though we saw a bit of challenges there, it helped us to see the defects. These were basically test matches, to see what can happen. So now we have known about the gates, we have known about the positioning of security, and one of the things we have decided is that key matches will be played in Kasarani.
Part of our contract is to install the crowd control systems and the security systems, which is ongoing, and therefore in future we should not expect what we experienced then.
Do you have any legislative proposals this committee can pass in the House? We're already in discussions. There's two ways to go about it. We can either propose new legislation and have a draft and work closely with this team and other members of parliament and stakeholders, go through that process. And option two is, could we look at maybe an amendment to the penal code? And I think the second option might be a shorter route. So if we can make amendments to the penal code and propose that that we include the criminal nature of the act into the penal code, then it could be maybe a shorter route to achieving this objective.
Well, we have come to the end of our news bulletin at 1. Don't miss out on tomorrow's news bulletin here at Younib TV with Penina Washera as she unwraps what will be making headlines, be it in politics, county, or even sports. My name is Joseph Kamau. This is Younib TV. Till we meet again, have yourself a good afternoon.
Video Jungle.